Alright, so in today's video we are going to be comparing the differences between an electric and a petrol pressure washer. So what I'm going to do is go into the garage now and get a snow foam cannon for both pressure washers. What we're going to do is get the same car wash, we're going to load it up with the same amount of the car wash and then dilute it to the same ratio. That way we have the perfect equal opportunity here for both pressure washers to perform as best as they can. And then what we're going to do is just spray down the car, see which one lays out the thickest bead of foam on the car, and then we'll just go from there and see how this comparison turns out. So what I'll add in after this little video right here is just a quick summary of basically my findings for those of you who don't want to actually watch the entire video. But after I show you that, we're going to go and load up the snow foam cannons and get some nice foam on this car. So to quickly recap what you're about to see, the petrol pressure washer is much more powerful. However, it is much more inconvenient and louder than the electric pressure washer. So that's a quick summary. Let's go and foam this car up. All right, so as you can see, I now have the snow foam specific car wash filled up to the 100 ml mark. What I'm going to do is add 800 mils more of water. That way we have a 1:8 ratio of the snow foam wash to the water. That way these both have the equal opportunity of performing at the same level. So let me add that water now and then we'll go out and test this out. All right, so we now have both of the snow foam lances hooked up with the same amount of water. So let's hook up the pressure washers and test it out. We'll start with the electric one, then I'll rinse the car down, then we'll use the petrol one, and we'll see what the differences are. All right, so what I've just done is added some water to the car. That way both tests will have a wet car prior to applying the snow foam. Again, this won't actually be like a regular car wash. This will be simply just comparing the foaming capabilities and just the pressure capabilities of these pressure washers. If you want to see a video on how I wash my cars, I'll link it down in the video description for you to go and check out. Nonetheless though, let's go stick that foam cannon onto the Karcher and put some snow foam on this car and see how it looks. I will also mention this is the Snow Job by Bowden's own. It's my first time using it, so I am rather interested in how it performs with the Karcher because that's what I've been using for the last 12 months. Okay, so here we go. So now what I'm going to be doing is spraying off the car with the spraying nozzle. This car's been dwelling now for about 2 minutes. So you can see that the foam is very, very thick. I'll link it down in the video description for you to go and check out. Let me wash this off the car and I'll show you the power of the electric pressure washer. It removes the water really quickly and really nicely. So that has been the electric pressure washer. Let's try out the petrol one and see how differently that reacts. All right, so now what I'm going to do is start up the petrol pressure washer, as you can see down in your bottom left, and you're going to notice one of the main downsides with going petrol, and that is the noise. So let me start this up. I'll quickly spray down the car with a 25-degree nozzle, and then we'll apply some snow foam and see what the difference is compared to the electric pressure washer. So as you can hear, this thing is very loud, and one of the downsides as well with petrol pressure washers is the fact that you can't leave them running without water going in it for longer than 2 minutes, otherwise it'll overheat the motor because the motor relies very heavily on this water coming out of it to cool it down. So what I'm going to do is spray down the car, we'll attach the snow foam attachment, and then we'll see what that looks like. been about 2 minutes now, and as you can see, the car looks very, very nice. This foam that is on it at the moment may not be actually as thick, but it actually feels like a nicer looking foam. I think that may be due to the fact that whilst the pressure washer, the electric one, delivers more water per minute, the pressure in the petrol one is far higher. What we're going to go do now is wash this off the car though before the pressure washer overheats, and we'll see how it performs. Alright, so I've now turned the petrol pressure washer off and it's much, much quieter. I've now rinsed the car off fully, as you will have just seen, and I'm not sure how well the camera will have picked it up, but let me tell you, as far as removing the water, I think it felt much, much more solid than the electric pressure washer did, although the foam it applied wasn't as thick as the electric one. So it's definitely more powerful, but the foam delivered isn't as nice, because I think that has to do with the amount of liters per minute. The Karcher does 7, this Petrol Tool Pro one that's available at Supercheap only does 6 liters per minute. So in comparison, that means the electric does deliver more water, but the Tool Pro one, as I've said, delivers more pressure. So I think as far as the removing goes, there's more force behind that less amount of water that the petrol pressure washer has. So removing the water was a very easy job for the Tool Pro pressure washer. So there we have it. So there we go. In recap for the whole video, the petrol pressure washer is much louder and much more inconvenient to use. However, it delivers a much stronger supply of water. Whilst not being as much water, it is much, much more solid and much, much more powerful than the electric pressure washer. So as far as car detailing goes, I think I'm going to have to lean it back towards the electric pressure washer. However, the petrol pressure washer will be much, much more suitable for other things such as cleaning driveways, cleaning decks, and I actually have to do that fairly soon. So I'll make a video where I clean the deck and we'll test out the petrol pressure washer on that. With that being said though, that's been a really quick comparison between electric and petrol pressure washers. If you guys have enjoyed this video, let me know in the comment section down below. And with that being said, I hope you're enjoying the sound of the birds right now. I'll see you guys in the next video.